Okay, the project came about because we like to involve the children in the planning for the topic. We look at the children's passions and we look at the area that we live in, and then we devise a topic from that. Our children really love to be in the outdoors and we're so lucky to have a lot of space. We decided to develop the garden area, and in order to do that we needed to raise some funds. So what we decided to do was to have a critter trail around the town. The children have been involved in other trails in Wells and in Taunton and in Bristol, and we felt that actually we could run our own trail and get everybody in the community involved. So the children actually made their own clay critters and they were displayed in the local businesses. We feel quite passionately as a school at Ilchester that children should receive a broad and balanced curriculum, not just based on the academic subjects. And creativity is great because it gets children talking, it gets them using their own ideas. So actually to lead with an art subject, we never really considered that prior to the InspirED training, but actually after the training, we thought, actually, no, we could use this, and that could actually be our lead subject. Art could be the lead subject in this. On the InspirED training day, we had a whole day. The first session was actually taking just a plain plastic bottle and making it into creatures to hang in the garden area when the garden area is finished. But what was brilliant about that and what was great for the training is that we actually got to make one. So we actually got to go through the whole process that the children go through. And then in the afternoon, we actually moved to a clay session workshop where we got to manipulate the clay and we got to think about how then we could use it back in our classrooms. When the children made their bottle creatures, they had to work in pairs, which is interesting and great for collaboration. The children worked really well together to do that. You have to have somebody holding or somebody's tissue paper in and gluing, and it can be terribly messy, which is great actually. And for the clay, the children work in small collaborative groups and they were able to talk to each other. You really get that language coming from the children as well, which is really important. But you get that chat as well about the garden. And actually, us as teachers were able to stand back and observe and actually think about how we would take that further from the ideas that the children had. So yeah, it was great. So what we did is we got the children to write to the local businesses and we went down and presented the letters. We had also written some letters as the staff to explain to the local businesses what we wanted to do and ask them to display the critters in their windows. And what that involved is we created a map, the children created a map as well of the town and where you could find the different critters, and we asked the local pub, the Ilchester Arms, and the London House, which was the old post office, to sell the maps. So people purchased the maps for £2 and then during half term they undertook the trails, and that's how we raised the money. We were astounded with the amount of money that we raised. Actually through the bug trail itself we raised over £200, and then we then also received a letter from the church parish council. They were so in awe of what the children had achieved, and actually to see the community coming together, that they actually gave us a grant for £250 towards the project as well, which was amazing really. And then we also wrote to another business, a garden centre, and applied through the grant and told them about this project, and they also awarded us another £250. So in total that's like £700 or just over, which is fantastic. The community's response was astounding really. They were brilliant. They were so enthused by the project. The parents were desperate to get involved. We had them in on the last day of term saying, where can we buy the maps? Can we get them from you? Can we buy them from you? And we said, no, they're going to be on sale at the local businesses. That's where you need to buy them over half term. And we were amazed when I visited the businesses to find how many people that had already taken part in the trail, because you would think that in half term lots of the children would go away on holiday, but actually they were desperate to get back and do the trail. When we returned to school, the businesses were phoning and saying, can we keep the bugs? Are you going to keep the trail going? And so we decided to it actually went on for 6 weeks, the trail was around for 6 weeks. So the children all got a chance to take part in it. And that's why I'd say it was really successful.